I actually grew up in a different church, and it was more of a, you go to church on Sunday, end of discussion, and then you lived your life the rest of the week.
I first came here when my friends, Stephanie and Jessica and Taylor, they were like, oh, you should go to Battle of the Sexes, and my teacher, Miss Gatlin, was like, yeah, you should come, there's going to be a lot of people from school going there.
And I was in prison in October of last year, and I was there for 5.5 months, because drugs practically, it ruined my life at that time.
Basically went to church pretty much every Sunday from the day I was born until I turned 18. But the difference was, I think at that time, it didn't make the connection between my head and my heart. I had this intellectual knowledge of who Jesus was and about the Bible, but it was just, for me, it was just going through the motions.
I am a teacher at Hillwood Middle School, and a lot of my students started coming to Milestone through a church retreat, and they started coming to Elevate, and I was seeing the changes that God was making in their lives.
During that time, like, my family was having a little bit of problems. Like, they were arguing a lot sometimes, and me and my brother weren't exactly getting along. While
I was in prison, I attended any church service that was available, and I had a real good bunkie who shared her battles or scars and just showed me the way to read the Bible, because I don't know anything about the Bible.
I dealt with a lot of stuff growing up: depression, self-image, the kind of the typical stuff that you go through in high school, and just was on a track where I didn't see any way out. There was no light at the end of the tunnel. It was just, I was asking questions like, why am I here, and what's my purpose? And
Kim Hicks, who I teach with, she works 2 doors down from me. She's the person that really got me involved in Elevate and involved in Milestone, and she's gonna make me cry. Because of her, I am truly a strong Christian. And without him, I wouldn't be where I am today.
2 years ago, I was talking on the phone with my sister, just out of the blue, and we were just talking about, just random stuff, and she just started speaking things into my life that nobody else would have known that I was dealing with. I wasn't really close with my sister growing up, and so for her to know these things that were going on, it was just unbelievable. In that moment, when we were talking on the phone, I just really felt the Lord kind of reach down and grab hold of my heart. Nothing's been the same ever since.
I'm excited about getting baptized on May 10th, because not only am I sharing with the church and my family that I'm getting rid of the old and I'm entering the new.
Like, Jesus Christ is here for you all the time, even when you don't come to church sometimes, and even when you're like away from Christ, He's there for you always. He'll love you no matter how many times you fail. It's just like, if you fall, He always forgives you. If you do something wrong, He forgives you. He's like an everlasting God that will always love you. Jesus,
I guess, is the ultimate goal of my faith. I mean, to be more like Him, to know Him more, to desire Him more. He's just, my whole purpose has changed, and my whole focus in life has changed.
It's not about who you are in your past. It's not about who you are currently. It's just accepting Him and all the amazing things that He can do in your life, because He has a plan for you, and it's an amazing plan.